What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scarada Collective YouTube channel. In front of us, we have another Hobby Lobby brand airbrush, their InTint line. This is the Gravity Feed Trigger Airbrush. It says it's a 13-piece set, and it retails for $38.99. So let's go ahead and get on into this one and see how it sprays. So just like the other airbrush we looked at from InTint, it does come in a plastic case with a cardboard sleeve. It did have plastic wrap on it underneath it, but I already took that off just to make this video go a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and see what's included. We get an airbrush, we get 3 capacity cups, 2cc, 5cc, and 10cc, 2 spray needles, 2 nozzles, 1 air hose, 1 set of cleaning brushes, 1 dropper, and 2 hose connectors. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up and see what's inside. So the first thing you see when you open up the top of the case is this clamshell. Then we have our connection hose that would go to your air compressor, the dropper, the cleaning brushes, just your generic cleaning brushes, and then these are the 3 different fluid cups. Here's your small, this would be your 2cc. There is no top for it. Then we have the medium size, your 5cc, and it does have a top on there. Now this one is kind of snug and hard to get off. There we go. There you can see inside. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the big one. Now this is the 10cc. Again, has a cover. And this is definitely a pretty big cup. Then we have some connector pieces. So if you have this where you need it, it comes with it. I don't use those styles. But you could just also directly hook up your airbrush right to the hose by screwing it on like so. And then you'd hook up the other end of the hose to your compressor. So it seems like a pretty nice hose. It is a braided hose, just in black. We're going to go ahead and put the airbrush away for now, and we'll look at it with the instructions. We're going to go ahead and look at the nozzles. So this is the 0.5 millimeter. Then we have a 0.8 millimeter. So these are going to be your different sizes, and these are definitely big. Again, a drop-in nozzle, which is really nice. You don't have to mess around with anything, so it just drops in like so. Then we have the needles that go with the nozzles, a 0.5 millimeter. And again, a 0.8 millimeter. So let's go ahead and take a look at the airbrush and the instructions. So here we have our instructions. The first thing we have is our use instructions. So if you're new to airbrushing, then definitely read up on this so you can know how to use the product. And then we have maintenance, which comes in handy and lets you know how to properly take care of your airbrush. Then we have specifications. And we have all the different sizes. So we have a 0.3 millimeter nozzle already installed. As you can see, a 0.5 millimeter and the 0.8 millimeter that we saw earlier. Then we have our fluid cups, and again, it's going to tell you the capacity that it can hold. We have our 2cc, our 5cc, and 10cc. And then here is the product components just all exploded, so you can see what the numbers are, and they match up and tell you what the names of everything is. So this is the airbrush. Now it does have an adjustable MAC valve. Now this, when you adjust this, it is going to dictate how much air goes through the airbrush and actually how much air is going to atomize the paint versus just how much air is going through your compressor and then through your line. And then this is how you adjust your trigger and how much paint is actually coming out. So the more you unscrew it back, the more your trigger will actually go, and then more paint will come out. And then if you screw it in more, it'll make the trigger squeeze less. So the less it has a pull. So if you're new to airbrushing, it's definitely nice to have. So you can kind of learn a little bit trigger control. So if you're wanting to change your needle, you're going to unscrew this back part and then this little nut and pull your needle out. Then you're going to unscrew the needle and nozzle cap off of the airbrush. And there you can see our drop-in nozzle. We're going to go ahead and leave this one on because we're not going to change the needle. We're going to stick with the 0.3. And then you just put your needle back in and screw everything back. But if you want to take it apart to do a little bit more cleaning, you'd unscrew that nut, unscrew the very back part where it houses the spring and the needle chucking guide, and pull that out, and you can clean it a little bit, but we're going to put that back for right now, like so. And then we're going to screw in our cup. Now it does have threads on it, so you can screw them into the airbrush like so. And then you can put your paint in there. So let's go ahead and head on over to the paint booth and give it a test. So we have the airbrush hooked up. We have airbrush cleaner in it. Now some people, I did see some reviews where it said that it wasn't a dual action and only a single action. So you push down for air and it's just spraying air. And then when you pull the trigger back further, you can see it atomizes the cleaner in there. So just air and then paint. Just air, paint. Just air and paint. So it does have not that much of a trigger pull. So if you're used to like maybe a fancier trigger airbrush where it has a longer draw before it gets to that paint, this definitely isn't it. But we're gonna go ahead and back flush some airbrush cleaner. Now this is just to get any manufacturing contaminants out of the airbrush. Before we actually put any paint in the paint cup. So again, our test subject for the airbrush is going to be a plastic spoon, just bare, and we got some yellow paint in the paint cup. So let's go ahead and run some paint through the airbrush. So we're going to go ahead and open it up just a little bit more. So it seems to work. Again, it is a dual action, so I'm pulling back the trigger and there's just air. Pull it even more and there's the paint. So air, paint, air, paint. So again, we have another paper plate. We're gonna go ahead and take our needle cover off so you can see the needle. We're gonna try to run a couple lines. Again, just like I said in the last test, I'm not very good at doing these lines, but So let's go ahead and open this up all the way like we did in the last test and just run some paint, see how well we can get some coverage over here. Definitely get some good coverage. And again, air, nothing's coming out. Paint, air, paint, air, paint, air, paint. So there we have it, the Hobby Lobby brand NTint gravity feed dual action trigger airbrush. Like I said when I was doing the paint test, it is a dual action, but this trigger doesn't have much of a draw. So, you know, when you pull it back, you start getting air. You pull it back a little bit more, you get that paint. So it doesn't have that much of a trigger pull, but it definitely is dual action, and it seems to work pretty good. As you saw, we painted a spoon. We tested that it not being double action on the handle there. So there you can see the spoon. Painted it pretty nice. We did some lines and some coverage on our plate test, and again, the dual action test on the plate. So this is actually the first trigger airbrush I've ever used. I think it's pretty user-friendly. I really like it, and I can't wait to paint some models with it. So if you're in the market for a trigger airbrush and you don't want to order one online, I mean, head on over to your local Hobby Lobbies and pick one up for $38.99 if you wish. Comes with detachable paint cups, and we have 3 different sizes. Comes with the air hose, brushes to clean it, a 0.8 millimeter nozzle and needle. Definitely a big nozzle and needle. The biggest I've used is a 0.5. I didn't even know they made a 0.8. So definitely interesting. Probably going to try that out on something. It would probably come in handy on a big model, that's for sure. So yeah, there we have it. The NTint gravity feed dual action trigger airbrush from Hobby Lobby. Not many reviews on YouTube. Some reviews online saying that it's not very good, or it's not dual action. I didn't have any problems with it. Didn't leak out of the grip or anything. So no leaks. Worked how it's supposed to right out of the box. So thank you guys for watching and tuning into this video. Hopefully it was helpful for you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.